What's going on, traders? Are you guys excited to get to At the Close with none other than Joel Elconin? Let me know by first smashing the like button and letting me know what was your favorite stock of the day, or did you guys see a big mover on out there? Throw it up in the comments. Let's go ahead and catch it. Let's get into today's action. Welcome to At the Close. We'll see what happened in some intraday. Oil falling, market getting a little bit of a bounce there. Tech rallying. What's going on out there? Let's talk all about it.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Boom, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.
Nothing's happened. Absolutely nothing's happened. We're down 3 1/4 handles, right? No big deal. 24.5. We didn't go up. We didn't go down. We're just basically unchanged on today, but we know that's not the story. We now have a triple bottom in place. Thursday, Friday, and Tuesday's low. 37, let's call it 44. That is your major launching point. If this is a rally, this is what you got to risk down to. Just trying to stay green here. Can we get to the pre-market high of 57.75? Well, maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow. Crude, that's down. Wow, Citigroup. We'll talk about that call. Down 860, 99.83, getting down to 97.43. Gold, I guess no one's worried about inflation anymore. Gold down 35.10, 1766.40. Silver did print in the 18 handle, but now back at 1917, down 40 cents. Don't look now. Bitcoin rallying with the market, up 990, 20,305. And Ethereum futures, they're in the green by $72 at 1134.50.
So, what do you want to talk about first, Joel? Do you want to talk about oil? I think it's an important one too. So let's talk a little bit about that. Of course, today we talked a little bit about on pre-market prep how there's kind of a battle going on right now in the analyst world. JPM coming in with a case for $380 a barrel. I don't think the market was liking that too much, but Citi coming in here saying it may collapse to $65 a barrel with a recession. One of the things also in that note, it was stated was currently our U.S. economists do not expect the U.S. to dip into recession, but are skeptical of the Fed's ability to engineer a modest slowdown. Historical experience has been of a harder rather than soft landing. And here you guys see it. It looks at least like Citi winning the battle, at least for now. We'll see what happens if it does $380 a barrel. We might all be hiding under our desk.
Yeah.
But
Woo. How about a medium landing?
Yeah. Is there such thing?
I don't know, but why not? We could create our own economic turn. It doesn't have to be a soft landing, doesn't have to be a hard landing. Maybe we just kind of do a little medium landing. But that at least if you look at the commodity, I mean, this is good for inflation. We'll just run through these commodities while we have it up here. I mean, wheat. I mean, that's down. Everything that's look at that, man. 12.80 to $8.50.
Yeah.
Corn. No one look at that. Corn. Even though I did have some problems finding it over the last couple weekends. Corn pulling back. Beans, maybe no longer in the teens here. Oh no, that's Sentinel 1. What's going on with beans? Beans, the continuous contract, still a teeny bopper at 13.20. And then you see the the wood, the lumber, right? They came after that. They got it, that pulled back, and finally the last chip to fall was oil, down 864. I mean, I don't know if it's worth 120. I don't know if I don't think those higher levels they talked about, but there's going to be an intermediate level in between there, but definitely a bad day. Crude Spruce just went green here, up 2 handles. So, wow, turnaround Tuesday.
All right, they're saying I have an echo. I tried to fix it there. You guys let
Yeah,
me
I
know
don't
if I
hear it.
have an
I
echo
don't
or
hear it.
not. But hey, I'll just keep going here. I know I changed up my settings a little bit there to see if you guys see a little correction there. But let's keep it going here. I'm gonna keep on watching this. One thing to kind of keep in mind is history going to repeat itself? One time in the crisis of the financial crisis in 2007 and 2008, we went to $160 a barrel. Then we shortly dropped to 40. It eventually stabilized at $90 a barrel. But looks like you want to talk about growth stocks a little bit there. And I think we're all just keeping our eye out on Triple D's call there a little bit. I think he's going to get to the point where he's going to say, maybe I should have made an investment into this one. But we all know how that one goes. We'll keep an eye out on this ARKK bouncing a little bit. What do you think there? Good day for
I
it.
mean, it's a big day. I mean, and what his actual call was is that he thought the low for the year was in. With 6 months to go, it had the last pullback, gave you all day long to get long at 40. Even today, what did it trade today? It traded
Yeah.
39.84. So you could have been very, very cautious on that. But now you're coming up to an interesting setup, right? We
Mm-hmm.
haven't been, you've had these tops. I'm not going to include this top. I'm just going to, I could bump it up here, but I like this top here. It's just under this top. Wow, 46.94. Let's just call it 47 bucks. Can Kathy get into $47 and hold? Then you're going to have to take these lines. You're going to have to throw them out the window, and maybe 47 will eventually, turn into support. That's when you know you got a rally going on. It's that not only does it take it out, I mean, even if it goes to 50, 51, and then comes back and then holds this area of support, boom, then I think it's looking good. I mean, you have some rotation. Last month's high was 46.94. So big day, big day. We can drill down on some of the components in there and what's moving it. But, there's, Warren, as much as we did the Warren versus Kathy, I mean, look at the difference today. Kathy's up 8.4% and Warren's down a percent. And
Mm-hmm.
so there's some
So
rotation.
I think it's important if we're going to note ARKK, right? We're talking about an ETF and kind of figuring out what was strong there and what was not, right? What led that drive in ARKK? And I think one thing that I'm clearly seeing here is not necessarily only a tech rally. You do see some tech names like Roblox and Unity. But what I see here is, of course, an industry that we've been calling out, which is biotechs, Joel. They
Yeah.
led a lot of these led for Kathy. Names like Fate,
What's the symbol?
FATE,
FA.
FATE, Fate
Okay.
Therapeutics. Boom, nice day for that one. I'll give you another one that she has. Beam, BEAM.
Wow.
Beam
Yeah.
Therapeutics. Look at this
Wow.
one, up 15% also. And just to kind of mention one more in the similar area, and she still has a couple other ones. She has a bunch of these. Is CRISPR, CRSP, coming back today, 11%. So these are some stocks that will help her get on back there and continuing the relative strength that I've been seeing in the biotechs. There's a lot out there.
Yeah, and rotation, right? Maybe money coming out of energy, coming out of the value stocks. Where is it
Yeah.
going? Going into those beaten down biotechs. Not that
Yeah.
they think they're going back to new all-time highs or anything like that, but just a little rotation, and move your money around. So good
Mm-hmm.
days. Let's look at some of the big boys. Biogen. That's a old tag. It's obviously the dementia drug. That's future is hinged on.
Yeah.
That needs to coming up to the 214 area. Amgen has always been kind of a one of the stronger stocks. That's doing okay. That's you can see the resistances on that. Um,
Tell you,
you know,
Moderna was the strong one in there, and
yeah,
kind of these bigger players. Look at that move in the last 3 days. Really
nice,
starting to
yeah.
get strong.
Yeah. So there you go. Just you got to keep not such a good day for Pfizer, but you just got to keep your eye on the rotation. We haven't heard anything from the analyst world, right, about any of these stocks. So who knows when they're going to stop, you know, piping in on what's in the pipeline. But
Yeah.
good to see the IBB getting off the mat there. Big day over 120. You had no business being short there when it cleared 120. That was a quad top. So maybe if he comes back down to that 120 area, old resistance, new support for IBB.
All right, let's go to some of these tech names. It was really a strong sector on the day, finishing, at least I have, up 1.88 and change from the open, about 3.03%. So that is what shows me more and more. I was definitely a nice little tech run today. What did I see run? A lot of that was in software applications, and the strongest industry was actually electronic gaming and multimedia. So we could take a look at that right now. But really, it was those software names that really help us push on up today. You can see that with the volume that was there. But let's take a quick look at maybe one or two of the
Sure.
electronic gaming ones. One that really ran today was C Limited, a nice 9% day there. So see that one kind of get another lift, but this one's been beaten down for a while now,
Hmm.
getting a little bit of a lift here.
Yeah, just a couple sleepy days. After kind of looks like the Kathy chart a little bit. Came down, quiet range, decent day on Friday. Good relative still got down to Friday's low, unlike the index. So you got to look there. The what I think is important, and I know looking at some of the turnaround stocks when we talked about Micron last week,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it was like, when are stocks going to stop going down on bad news? Look at your Micron there. They washed that thing out on Friday. That's when all the bad news came up. Now having a good day today. I saw Nvidia turn the corner, new low for the move, undercut and rally. Haven't taken out Friday's high yet. 150.63. AMD, boom, that having a good day. Keep an eye on 75.5 for AMD. That was Friday's high. So chips, new low for the moves, but undercut the low and coming back. Nick's asking about thoughts on Merck. I own Merck. I must have bought. I think I bought Merck here, and then I saw it go to here, and now I just want to get rid of it. Not seeing much on the dailies, but I think for the remainder of the week, keep an eye on 93 bucks. You see, it seemed to have someone perched just under 93. Three of your last four highs, I'll give them to you: 298, 290, and 295. So what that tells me is that there's a huge offer at 93, big institutional offer, and the high freaks are stepping out ahead of it, right? Selling ahead of it because they know they have live cover and they'll bring it in. Now, when it blows through 93, that's a whole different story. But that's what I'm looking at, Nick. Clear 93 and then work your way back up to 94.
Yeah, definitely keep that one and watch. One thing I will say about those is that, at least from what I've seen, the big drug manufacturers are not doing as well as you're seeing in the biotech. So, at least to point into what is stronger in the sector, I say it's biotechs versus the major kind of drug manufacturers. So just be careful about that. Let's go ahead. Let's keep looking around. Let's look at other tech stocks that were really up today that I think are important to point out. Was a lot of these kind of software names really getting a bounce, like Asana. That's a really beaten down name. Now look at that day, at least a little bit of a bounce back in a really beaten down name. I mean, this is lower than the IPO.
Whoo, whoo, whoo. We haven't heard from our buddy Dustin lately, right? He was the one that just kept on putting more on and more on and more on.
Yeah, well, I
Uh,
think he finally got to the realization, maybe not the best strategy there, Joel.
22 bucks. That's my level for you Asana traders. Boom. You get back 22. Nowhere near it today. 2042 is your high, but 22, that's a pair of highs from last a week ago Friday and Monday. So that's where I think you get some more momentum to the upside there for Asana. I don't like the software, but you know, little bit too nitpicky. But that's what you're looking at. 22 quiet ranges. Almost got to look at Friday's low. If you're stepping out here, you got to risk the 17 lower 17 handle. You had three lows between 1709 and today's low at 1739. It's moron, Bill. You put moron and moron and moron.
Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at Unity Software. I think that's an
You
interesting chart because now you got that bottoming formations on there. It was an area that I was looking at was in the 30 to 35 range. But with all this market environment, it was scaring me away from stocks like this. Now I'm starting to see a little bit of a bottom. Might not look too bad there to start taking
no,
a shot.
no. This actually got a buck through Friday's low.
Mm-hmm.
New low in the move, but your low on Thursday right there, 3601. So if you caught it there, wow, this caught a strong bid today.
Yep.
I'd be careful being short this one. 41.99 is your high today. Currently trading 41.98, and on the dailies, if you're short this thing, based on I see nothing until 45.29, and you had to close it that day at 40.66. So, it's just not going to rip right back up through there. But if you are short this one or planning to short it, at least let it make it like two highs at a level, because this kind of looks airy on the upside, and who knows, Dustin could come in and buy another 8 zillion shares, and they'll run with that. But very or no, that's not Dustin. That's for Asana. So Unity Software looking thin as far as resistance goes.
All right, in software applications, there were a lot of names moving today. I could try to go into all of them, but we'd be here all day. So I'm just going to really quickly run through some numbers. If you want to show those charts, it's up to you, Joel, but
Sure.
just going to really quickly run through some of these big winners today. Firm up 14.4%. I think that's an important one to keep that one on watch, right? Roblox with a really good day. These Bitcoin stocks kind of got a little bit of a lift today. MSTR, Coinbase getting a little bit of a lift. So keep these ones on your radar. Even TDOC pushed up a little bit today. So we'll keep watch on these. A lot kind of ran hand in hand. So I think I'm going to be watching to see if we see day two moves. But definitely a lot getting off the ground today. But let's go towards another stock that got a lift today. Some people wanted to put it on a Loop Capital upgrade, which was from a buy to a buy from a hold. Let's see if anybody in the chat knows which one was it that Loop Capital upgraded. I'm going to say Crocs. The question is, Joel, do you got Crocs?
No, but I will go to my Crocs story in a second here. Keep an eye on $40.
Oh, T-Doc stood out to you.
Yeah, look at that,
stood out.
39.85, 39.88. That's been your high. It made that low. Tried to rebound. I remember this dead cat bounce, got rejected, tested the low of the move, coming back. So keep an eye on 40. No, I am more of a Teva sandal guy than a Crocs guy.
Okay.
So shoes with holes in them. Nice
Shoes
move.
with holes in them, right? These
Right.
guys.
So theoretically, they should be good for the pool. Don't wear them, but I'll tell you, $55. You got another $1.30 to get there. Man, looks pretty wide open here between 55 and 60. So moving off the upgrade, S&P's now in the green by almost five handles here, 32 and a quarter. Maybe that pre-market high is not out of the question here. 11 minutes to go. That's 30. 38, 57, 75. Big old range from starting Sunday night to today. But boom, we're into green. Let's see if we can close that way.
All right, I'm keeping an eye. I'm looking around, trying to maybe cover some headlines, but there was so much moving today. It's tough to cover everything. We'll do our best to try to get to some of the things that we're moving on out there. Next thing we can touch is we could look at oil, but all oil we know kind of went down. So we don't think we got to go into exactly Buffett buying another 9.9 million shares of Oxy. So if you want to look into that, Of course, you guys can
Yeah,
do
he
some
got
more deep
stuffed on
dive.
that.
Yeah, he got stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. Right now, we've taken a look at oil. It's on the retrace, and until that kind of changes, I think the trend is pointing more to the downside than the upside right now.
Yeah, well, here's your pre-market action, and then one thing that you always like to look at is like, what were the 4 a.m.ers doing, right?
The
4 a.m.ers
4
bought it
a.m.ers.
up here, right? The 4 a.m.ers. That you were on the same time as us now, Mitch, so that's good. And then this is where this is where the real liquidity starts to come in, right at 9:30, right? Made that high, and then of course crude tanking, right? That obviously brought it down. Warren's just keep buying. I mean, if he plans on taking it out for 80, 90, $100, boom. Why not? Why not keep buying more? He's up to 17, 18%. I don't think I've ever seen him have that large of a percentage stake in something.
Mhm.
But bouncing back now, coming back near the highs of the session. But you certainly, actually, we looked at this one this morning on Pre-Market Prep Plus, and I said there's nothing down there until Friday's low, 57.08. Well, if you bought it on the way down, you might have been cursing when it went to 56.72. But if you caught it on a buy stop on the way back up, boom, you're in good shape by a couple bucks. Dan Beck asking about coals. And let
Coals.
coals
Bringing you
undercut
coal.
the undercut the previous day's low and rally. I'd have to say, boy, $30. I mean, yesterday, Friday's high, 29.81, and you got a big old gap fill up to 34.33. So there's a possible play for you. Did take out Friday's low, boom, came back up through it. So the big volume was on Friday, almost or a little over 33 million. Today, just maybe not as many sellers, but keep an eye, see if this thing can bust through 29.81. Spoo's having problems staying green here, just a little bit too much of a rally, got up to 33.50 and just pulling back now to the unchanged area.
All right, we did get a question in the chat on Chewy's chart. If that's a cup and handle on the daily, looking for a breakout. I would say that's a cup and handle on the daily breakout. It doesn't look bad at all. But the big thing that you want to watch now, and Joel can give his levels, but I would say watch that Monday's close on the 27th. You got a close there of 38.14. So that needs to hold there on some pullbacks. I would also look for the high there to kind of come into play too, 40.40. So that's where you're running into right now. So let's see how it can kind of hold up there.
Let
But
me see.
definitely pullbacks on that.
I think you made a really good point here, Mitch. And it's really improving on this high. Look at that. Your former high close for the move wasn't actually made on the day that it made the high of the move. The day it made the high of the move was 40.40. But it was the day before that it closed at 38.16. 38.14 was the close on the day it made the high. Then we know we got a little bit of a pullback. So tomorrow, I'd use that. I'd use that as your support area. I mean, of course, well, depending what the market
Yeah.
dynamics are. But man, you're above Friday's high. I would say, I maybe play it up to 42.50. The reason I say that is boom, pair of highs right there, 42.46, 42.67. So that would be another stopping point here. 42.39 was your high right around those days back near the mid of April.
Another thing just to keep in mind there, I always look a little bit further back. If you look at the weekly, you're going to see a trend line that came into right underneath where that 35 was. So that's a good looking sign if you're looking for a cup and handle type of breakout, right? It's look at deeper patterns, see if anything's coming in line with this also. So to me, it shows also a trend line break there on the weeklies. And now as long as it can hold there towards the 35s on the pullbacks, it's not looking too bad. It's looking bullish, at least in my case, on the weeklies also bouncing back. Another thing to keep in mind is this one doing kind of like a undercut and rally, right? There was a big week of volume underneath it. I think that's providing support. You could see that on the day of June 2nd, where you had 49 million shares traded. Now we just need some shares to start trading up here and really start giving it some drive. So doesn't look too bad there in the Chewy.
Yeah, I mean, also I see 3 out of 4 highs, right? At this, well, that one's a little bit higher, 42.90. So a little bit, I don't know. I'll go with the 42.50. First, you gotta get to 42.50, right? And then you can test
Yep.
the 42.90. I think I can't remember because I looked at I might have seen something bullish in Barron's in them over the weekend.
I'll tell you one thing. I ordered from them twice in the last week. So
All right, really? Okay. We got
yeah, you know, one of the things that Joel is that I talk about Chewy a lot of the times that they don't have some advantages in like maybe delivering your food really fast. But one thing they do have an advantage on is kind of the prescription meds coming right to your
Ooh.
house.
Oh yeah?
And so like for your dogs, like let's say like flea medication is really something important in the summertime. Could be seeing some shipments increasing into the summertime as you're seeing, of course, just like always, orders are monthly also, and they do have a lot of kind of savings if you do things on auto order and stuff like that. So, hey, we'll watch on the Chewy, and we'll watch, of course, the Wolf. The
Oh,
Wolf. Let's see if the Wolf can come back. All-time
uh,
lows there.
today, let's see here.
All-time lows. The Wolf, the Petco Wolf.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I mean it coming up. Interesting here. 6 bit, not much between 16 and 17. So a little sympathy play there. Good day. Good day for Wolf Petco Health and Wellness Group. Haven't looked at that one in a while.
All right. We'll start wrapping on up. We'll take a look, of course, at the overall market. But before we do that, I'm going to just put something on our radar that's I've been watching for a while, and that's the discount stores. I just feel like this is the time for them to start coming on back after we're starting to get a little bit of kind of the worrying going a little bit away of what happened in Target, right? Even Target having a good day today, and all of them in the green here for me. Ollie, Burlington, Dollar Tree. Those three kind of led the day, but you guys can keep these on watch. I'm starting to get interested in some of these. Which one? I mean, who's to say? I think I'm looking at Walmart, especially. I liked BJ's chart, but definitely Dollar Tree was one that I was looking to have a good day today. Had a nice daily chart. You're seeing a nice push up. I think that starts getting the motor going. I mean, DG's been holding up at the top of the range. What do you think on some of these, Joel? Any of them standing out to you?
I think well with the Walmart and the Walmart's been a little bit stronger coming off the low, and this is back at the area that it stalled before, which is right
Yeah.
around mid range. So this catches a bit of 125. What I like what you're talking about here is you have outs in these things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the stock came from 160 to 117. You're taking a poke at 124. If you really think this is coming back,
Yeah.
you're risking $6-7, and then you get a little gap fill, you get a little upgrade, you get and then the other thing that we've been talking about consistently, and July 13th is a long ways away. But what if you do get a soft CPI data? You know, what's it this month? You're going to be like, oh my God, I had all day to buy these things. So things just don't turn around, in a day. It takes a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. But what you're seeing from the way that the growth is coming back versus the value, the way the TLT is lightening up a little bit
Yeah.
here. Give
Yeah.
us some positive. So SPOOs are going to close in about 20 seconds, and unless someone comes in and whoops up on them, they're going to close green. What a turnaround here in the session! It's hard to be bearish with that 90-point rally off the morning low.
Yeah, I'll just point out what's ahead, right? We got the minutes coming out tomorrow. A couple of data that'll be released also. I mean, you guys can take a look there, but there will be some data that gets released tomorrow. Also, U.S. PMIs, ISM services. Keep that on your radar. And then Thursday, we get some more talk, of course. Christopher Waller, also James Bullard. expected to speak on Thursday. And then Friday, we get a jobs report. So hold on to your pants, guys, because this is going to be an exciting 3 days. I mean, get ready, guys. I'm kind of excited because, one of the things is we were getting a little bit of slowdown. There ain't no slowdown in this market. There's catalyst. Every single day, we got to come in with our thinking shoes on and ready to go after it because it's not an easy market, is it, Joel?
Not at all.
Definitely not it is.
Nope.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap on up here on At the Close. Please do me a favor. Give my man Joel some love, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on Pre-Market Prep. Hit the thumbs on up, and we'll keep battling here, guys. Up next, you guys got some Cannabis Insiders, so stay tuned for some of that action. Until then, like always, smash the like, and let's keep going here on Benzinga.